inside the Hershey Center tonight on a big night for Toronto basketball. As we take a look at the starting lineups, brought to you by Bud Light. Troy Williams getting the start in place of the injured Isaiah Taylor. J.P. Tokido getting his first start of the series, as well as Chris Johnson is out with concussion-like symptoms. And all the way from the southernmost tip of Texas, we are up here just outside Toronto in Ontario. And we are underway in the deciding winner-take-all Game 3 in the D-League Finals. Darius Morris was the star of Game 1, had 8 turnovers in Game 2. Williams off on the 3. What are we going to see tonight from Troy Williams?
High-level athlete, plays the wing well, explosive, excellent in the open court. He's improved his three-point shooting. He still needs to get better, and he's a guy who's still working on getting his feel for the game. Young, 22. He's gotten some NBA experience this year. He played 24 games for the Memphis Grizzlies. He played 6 with the Houston Rockets. But as we've alluded to, hasn't had this bulk of minutes or this type of role and responsibility in quite some time.
And not a good start at all for he and the Vipers. Another turnover. Danger time. Siakam, easy. 8-0 to start the game.
And I'll tell you what, 905 known for their defense, but it's not so much the defense right now that's causing these miscues for the Vipers. Just silly mistakes there. Darius Morris, so good for him to get going, see the ball go through the hoop, because they're going to need him to have a big scoring output if they want to win here this evening.
8-0 starts in this one for Raptors 905. They also started Game 1 with an 8-0 lead. A game they lost. Fred VanVleet getting his own rebound. VanVleet played in the last Toronto Raptors playoff game. They decided to keep him here to try to win a championship. That's goaltending. Here comes Morris. Wilcher, a head fake on the 3 as Siakam challenged. And Wilcher is off in the early going.
Doesn't get it to go, but great move by Wilcher, and that's something he's diligently been working on.
Well, you saw that from about 80 feet away. Yannick Marrera saw an opening.
Earlier in that first time out that the Vipers called, I was standing behind the huddle, and when Darius Morris and Chinanu Onuaku came to the huddle, they were going at it, very displeased with both. Then they stepped away, took a moment, they chatted things over about defensive assignments and talking to each other, high five, and we saw what they've been able to do defensively in this first quarter, excuse me.
And they're right back in it, though. That's a turnover. Jarvis Threet was looking for Chris Walker, the kid out of Florida, and Walker could not handle it.
And 7th turnover for the Vipers, but
that's a lot
sometimes
early.
it is, but it's one of those things where they're trying to make the right play. There's a couple balls that have skidded off people's hands, but they're moving it and moving in the right direction. They just haven't executed very well, so it's always easier to clean up.
Real surprise that Kyle Wilcher left Bruno Caboclo. Told us shoot around this morning that every time he shoots, he thinks it's going in. John Jordan did not get one to go in Game 2, but that's a big one in Game 3. Raptors back up 11.
Chris Walker, major factor in Game 2. Came in, played just over 12 minutes, and he had 13 points, 6 of 6 from the field. And that is where he is best. Straight line to the basket. You could see his quickness in his first step.
Singler, in and out, no good. And that is the end of a very one-sided first quarter. 44% of all players in the NBA at one time played in this NBA D-League, and that number just keeps going up every single year.
It's incredible. The growth, the development started with 8 teams. Now we're 22, 3 more to be added next season. Every one of the 22 teams a 1-to-1 affiliation with an NBA team.
Brady Heslin had to shoot it with the shot clock winding down. He has 2 early fouls, as does Joshua Smith, who's on the bench right now for Rio Grande Valley. Thanks for joining us here on ESPNU. Ms. Sarah Kustok, I'm Chris Hassel, Megan McPeak, working the sidelines for us tonight. Game 3, deciding game 3 of this best-of-3 series. Vipers won game 1, Raptors won game 2. Shot clock at 10 as JP Tokido banks in a 3. He did not mean to do that, but it still counts.
It still counts. Maybe, sometimes maybe that's all you need to see the ball.
I guess, huh?
Tokido.
He needs to, because he didn't have any points in this series coming in.
No, and not afraid to take the 3. It doesn't always look pretty, but to your point, as long as it goes in, more on the defensive side where you need to see him engage to slow down the 9-on-5.
Yannick Morera way off, and that is a shot clock violation as Antoine Wiggins tried to save it.
6 points, game 2, 6 points, already with 14 points. But as we mentioned, just 21 years old, from Brazil. He's got length, he's got versatility, but still learning the game. Seems like he's still learning his body, some of his skill set. But his offensive game has certainly improved in the 3 years that he has been playing.
Played 8 games in the NBA as a rookie, 6 in his second season, and 9 this season. As that one goes, and the Raptors are back up 6. Kyle Wiltshire had a hand in his face from Siakam. Got to close out on Wiltshire because he's been the best deep threat in this series. Strong on that attempt. VanVleet looking to push, something he doesn't always do, but he certainly can do.
And that's the smarts, the IQ, the recognition that he had Anuaku on him. He was quick enough to get past him and get to the basket. God, just love VanVleet in the way in which he just understands the tempo of the game.
Wiltshire stepped out of bounds. EJ Singler circling around. Caboclo back to Singler. Walker tips the rebound and 3 chases it down. Doesn't have numbers, slows it up, but not for long. Williams, tie game. And there you go, Sarah. Looks like he's feeling it.
And stepping in the shots, much more confidence. You saw early on, it seemed like he was maybe a little bit tentative what he was doing. A few miscues, missed passes, and now he's in a rhythm.
Siakam. Saw that an awful lot in game 2. Haven't seen it as much tonight. That is a charge.
It's not the same type of, obviously, shot as your regular shot, so you need to dedicate yourself to working on that shot alone, and in many cases, it's probably going to be worse before it gets better. So do you have the patience and the type of time and work ethic to get it to that?
Bruno Caboclo still at it. And after tying the game up, Rio Grande Valley has fallen down 6 again with a minute to play in the first half of a winner-take-all Game 3 in the NBA D-League Finals. Williams had VanVleet on him. Quick pass and good passing. But Wiltshire just cannot find the shot at this point. Offensive foul. After a 2 for 14 shooting performance in Game 2. They won't get the 2 for 1. Anuaku out to 3. In and out. And now the Raptors can hold for 1. And that's what VanVleet is signaling. Jerry Stackhouse calling out a play. 1-4 set. Here comes the screen from Siakam. 4 on the clock. VanVleet to Siakam. And with 0.7 seconds to go, Pascal Siakam will get a couple free throw attempts for Rio Grande Valley. One more for Pascal Siakam. The rim kind up here north of the border. Williams, almost. Great play, and it almost worked. It's been working for Bruno Caboclo and company.
Where he is at all times on the floor when the 905 is on offense. They need to get a hand in his face and not allow him to get such wide open looks, which we've seen him now drop 17 in the first half. Last game was Pascal Siakam. Tonight, it's Bruno Caboclo.
Megan, thank you very much. We will cover the trophy presentation for you no matter who it is. now it's looking like it could be the home team. Yannick Morera makes it a 10-point game again. The Raptors 905 led by as many as 12. The Vipers have never led. They tied the game late in the first half, but Raptors have responded nicely, and the lead is a dozen.
We heard Fred VanVleet tell Megan going out of the half, he's been more aggressive and taking what the defense gives him. They're loading up on Siakam. They've opened up the lanes for him and shows it once again.
Fred VanVleet is down as PJ Singler gives the Raptors their largest lead of the game. VanVleet appears to be okay. Onawaku fell on VanVleet. Williams cut off. Nice pass inside. Onawaku probably could have scored that. Instead, out to JP Token. Celtics trying to close out the Bulls. And Utah at home to close out the Clippers. ESPNU and ESPN tomorrow night as VanVleet scores again. Morris bricks again. VanVleet, the no look. Siakam, no, but a foul.
How about that pass by Fred VanVleet?
Vipers slow to get back on offense, but Williams rolling hook. That was a sky hook.
I didn't know he had that in his bag of tricks.
I don't know that anyone did. That's old school.
There you go, you chip away. 17-point game. 4 minutes left still in the third quarter. You try and think, can we cut this to under double digits by the end of the quarter, and then you go from there. Back to a 21-point lead, and he just continues to impress.
Green gets it right back from Onawaku.
And you can see when they're able to get in the paint, get in the lane, get in the middle of the floor, good things happen because they're all very solid interior passers. Just the 905 has done such a good job of keeping the middle contained.
And there they are in the middle on the offensive end. CJ Leslie. Three. Blocked. But Wilcher is there. Maybe that'll get Kyle Wilcher's confidence going. He's had a really bad shooting night.
Yeah, and especially after being so hot in those first two games. He's a guy who doesn't need much space, doesn't need much time, can get off his shot, but has struggled so far tonight.
1 of 7 from 3 is Kyle Wilcher, and it's a second chance opportunity. EJ Singler kept that thing alive. He picked up an offensive rebound, and he was the only white shirt in there amongst 4 red shirts. That's strong. Singler chases down the rebound. Heslip. Leslie going one-on-one.
Great first step. Strong to the basket. And Leslie's had bursts like that. You spoke about what he's done in a couple game runs.
20-point lead under a minute to go for Raptors 905. They've led the whole way. Late in the second quarter, the Vipers pulled even momentarily. The Raptors went on a nice run to close the half, and they have continued the onslaught here in the third. Another second chance opportunity. Shot clock only resets to 14, though, here in the D-League. Heslip. No. Did get the 2 for 1. Onawaku. Charge. Guarded closely by Dakari Tucker, who's seen his first action. He's trying to get his money's worth here. Been chomping at the bit to get into this series, and finally has in the third quarter of this game. get to the free throw line. 4 seconds to go. Jordan racing up the floor. Jordan to the hoop. Boy, he got baseline to baseline in 4 seconds.
And all three not only are here, but they're making sure we notice.
And doesn't sound like the Toronto Raptors needed them tonight. Up big on the Milwaukee Bucks in a potential closeout game in Milwaukee. Could be a great night for this Raptors organization. A closeout game in the NBA and potential D-League championship in the second season of existence for Raptors 905. That 905 is the area code. They take pride in their sports teams here. CJ Leslie didn't get that off in time. 21-point deficit for Rio Grande Valley. Again, the highest scoring team in the league, but this is far from the team that we saw in game 1.
Far from the performances as well from Darius Morris and Kyle Wiltshire. He's been a little bit off tonight. His shot always is looking so smooth, but hasn't gotten it to drop. We've mentioned the Vipers playing without Isaiah Taylor, without Chris Johnson, two of their most impactful players.
Brady Heslop and the Gonzaga Bulldogs, who came oh so close to a title of their own this season. CJ Leslie out of NC State. He wanted the foul there. Didn't get it, but did get the hoop. Continuing to keep a large lead. And that missed by a large margin.
And for Troy Williams tonight, we've seen some of those flashes of him knocking down a three or getting to the basket. The athleticism that he brings to the table, the type of scoring output that they've shown. But again, that was with two guys, Isaiah Taylor and Chris Johnson, who made such a major difference.
Williams is still playing. Knocked that one off of E.J. Singler, and Singler, of course, has a brother Kyle, plays for Oklahoma City. E.J. played at Oregon. Emphatic from Walker. I wouldn't be surprised if he went to dunk contest at some point in his career.
I need to see some highlights of this dunk contest. We have a lot of dunk champs out here.
We might have to pull that out at some point tonight. VanVleet bumps and somehow got that to go. He is a crafty little point guard.
And he's got strength. He's got some power, some quickness, and a lot of these guys trying to get to the NBA.
They're leading this team. E.J. Singler.
Everyone getting in on the action, and this is a perfect example of how the 905 have played all season as a team, sharing the basketball, contributions up and down the lineup.
Morris sees one go in. But it looks like the best team in the D-League is going to end up winning the biggest award, the championship. Another tip in from Bruno Caboclo. He's going to make him and the Raptors organization feel awfully good. Seeing his performance in this kind of game, he's tied a career high in the D-League, has Caboclo. Siakam. Didn't look good, but it worked. 31 points for Caboclo, is tied for his career high. Let's see if they can get him over the hump. VanVleet, always in control. Siakam the floater. Oh! move there.
It was. Maybe he's been watching. Not a whole lot of resistance, though, from the Vipers defense.
You get one season as a head coach and you win a championship, and your name's Jerry Stackhouse. You're a two-time All-Star. You played in the league that long. You got that kind of name recognition. You can relate to kids. Walker. Shot clock is off. That's not going to stop him. Goaltending. Chris Walker took exception to that. Chris Walker did not like that Negus Webster-Chan took that three with the shot clock off. 10 seconds to go. Morris. Rejected by Goodluck Okanobo in his first appearance in this game. Jordan fouled hard by Threet. And the Raptors 905. A little shoving. A lot of celebrating to come. They have won the D-League championship, but we have a little bit of a scrum here underneath the hoop. Big old Joshua Smith getting in there, trying to keep his guys back. Isaiah Taylor, not in uniform tonight, at the top of the screen, being pulled away and yelling. And finally, we have a little bit of separation. Morris is talking with Christian Watford. He gets pushed away by an official. Raptors 905 in their second season of existence win the D-League championship for first-year Coach of the Year, Jerry Stackhouse. What a debut in professional coaching. There's the trophy, and it's about to be handed to the Raptors 905 and Jerry Stackhouse as we send it over to Raptors PA announcer, Ari Zanarios.
Here to accept the NBA D-League Championship trophy, General Manager Dan Tolzman, Head Coach Jerry Stackhouse, and to present the trophy is D-League President Malcolm Turner.
Well, it was a hard-fought series. First, I want to congratulate RGV Vipers on a terrific season. But tonight and this series belongs to the Raptors 905. I want to congratulate Head Coach Jerry Stackhouse, Team GM Dan Tolzman, and your Raptors 905 NBA Development League champions.
It's Damon Stoudemire, and thanks for watching the Toronto Raptors YouTube channel. Check out our latest videos and subscribe for more.
Stoudemire launches a three, knocks it in. Stoudemire, yes! What a game!